The Harbor Freight kit. All this came from Harbor Freight. We're going to see if we can't make a fire out of the tools here that all came from Harbor Freight. Got a Harbor Freight hatchet. We got the Gordon's Buck 119 clone. And we got the, I don't know what brand this is. I just know for a fact it came from Harbor Freight. This little pruning saw. See how well it does. And a magnesium fire starter. We'll see what we can do with all this stuff. Get some of it out of the way here. Get all this out of the way. Alright, I already split some wood up. It was frozen. Everything around here is frozen. So, I'm going to use this hatchet. If I can figure out what I'm doing here. There we go. See if we can bust this piece of wood here. You have the luxury of batoning your hatchet. It's a whole lot safer than swinging it. It's a whole lot safer. You go to swinging it, that's how you end up with cutting your legs and stuff. End up with scars all over if you're not very careful. So if I have any way of using a hatchet and a baton or a Harbor Freight rubber mallet, just a whole lot safer to do it that way. A whole lot safer. Alright, so we busted our wood. We busted some of our wood with our hatchet. So, yep, seems to work good. So that's a go. That ought to be just fine. Especially for, you know, busting up your average size stuff. We'll find something to cut on here. Here, this is wet and half frozen. So we'll see if we can't see how this saw does. I want to do it like I did the other video. Put that in the crease of your leg, then hold it, and then saw. Whoa, it's shorter. Yeah, I don't think it's quite a Baco, but it worked. It's not quite a Baco, but it worked. Let's try another piece here. Put it right in the crease of your leg. Yeah, I don't know, went right through that piece, but that piece is not as frozen either. All right, that saw seems to be okay. It's a little more flexible than the Bacos are, but it's got a pretty decent detent on the latch, and it latches closed. You have to push the latch again to make it open, so. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright. Now, let's find a good piece of wood here to maybe make a feather stick with. Man, everything I got's kind of wet and kind of nasty. Oh, okay. The Gordon. If you haven't bought one of these, I highly recommend it. I've had this one for a few months now and done a lot of stuff with it. If you have a buck that a buck 119 that you really like, just go buy one of these and beat the hell out of it. Because if you break this, you haven't lost the money that you would lose if you mess up your buck knife, you know. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, whoa, got a little wild with it there. Man, this thing's so slicey. It is so slicey. It has a hollow grind instead of a flat grind or a Scandi grind or a saber grind. This has that good hollow grind. So man, it is slicey. Little bitty curls. Yep. All right. Set that right there for now. Got a little wild with it a couple times there. All right, let's see. The back of this spine is sharp. It's not sharp, but it's for sure sharp enough to shape some fatwood. And even if the back of the spine is not sharp enough to get some fatwood off, the blade is slicey enough to get just a little bit off. All right, let's see if we can scratch this. Yeah, you notice I didn't baton this. I will here in a minute, but not much on batoning knives that doesn't have a really full tang. This has what you call like a stick tang, and then it's pinned here in the back. So, I don't know. Let's see. All right. Got a little bit of fatwood out there. There we go. There's a little piece. There's a little piece with a knot in it. We'll baton that and see what happens here. Yeah, it'll do it, but I wouldn't get real crazy. I just wouldn't get real crazy with it. All right. Oh yeah, we got to use this. We're going to use this little magnesium fire starter here. So we're going to take it apart. It'll be easier to use that way. Take it apart. We're going to use these rough edges of this little saw. We're going to scratch some of this magnesium off. Which it really ain't doing a very good job though. Let's try the back of the knife blade. Yeah, look there. Some little bitty pieces of it. Alright. Try not to use the knife anymore than I have to. Okay, we're gonna get this sparking here. You gotta get that little bit of black coating on. Alright, we're back. I had my battery died on my camera. Imagine that. Alright, we were at the part where we were going to light this dude, I believe. So, here we go. There it goes. Took me a minute there. So, yeah, that magnesium, it helped to get it going there. I think the fatwood done most of the work though. See what we can get going on here. yep, you can see them little pieces of magnesium trying to start. There we go. So, with the Harbor Freight knife, Harbor Freight fire steel, oh, the Harbor Freight hatchet, and the Harbor Freight saw, and if you want to go there, the Harbor Freight rubber mallet. But there we go. They do work. You can go to Harbor Freight and buy a bushcraft kit that will work. I wouldn't get real wild with the knife. The saw does pretty darn good. Ain't nothing wrong with the magnesium fire starter. Just make sure you get the hatchet if you're going to get the knife, because I wouldn't beat on it a whole lot. I just wouldn't. I figured it'd break if I really beat it really hard, like I do some of the full tang knives that I have. But yeah, that's all. That is it. It done the job. It definitely will work and do the task. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.